Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of On the Ice. I'm your host, Andrew Greenall. Really excited to have our special guest on today. It's Vickie Hofford. She is the director and principal of Pro Hockey Development Group. And we got some exciting news. I can't show you yet, but we got some really exciting news that she's going to tell us about. We just want to talk about what they have been doing for the amateur sport here in the Eastern Ontario area. They do provide hockey across Canada, but mainly out in the East. So let's bring in let's bring in Vickie Hofford now, who's the director, and she'll fill us in on some of the exciting stuff that's going on. Stay tuned for On the Ice. Hey, Vickie, see, even as professionals end up screwing up the intros. It's so nice to see you. Great to have you on the show. Yeah, it's so awesome. I'm really excited to talk about your guys' company, Pro Hockey Development Group, that's situated out in Eastern Ontario, if I'm correct. And you guys offer amateur sports programs all the way from skills camps to tournaments. First let's talk about when you guys started this, how long you've been in business.
So my husband founded the company 30 years ago, 1992. He was a pioneer in the spring hockey business. Started with his spring teams and summer camps. And I got involved about 20 years ago. I run pro hockey now.
That's so awesome to hear that that a woman such as yourself, with the knowledge that you have and the background that you have, runs a company. I'm proud to say that that's awesome in my mind, having a woman run a company. Just reading through my notes, you guys do everything from tournaments to overseas tournaments. Sorry, you don't run the overseas tournaments, but you bring players overseas. You do things across Eastern Ontario. Like it's phenomenal what you guys do. Do you mind if I bring in your website and maybe we could look at that and go through it step by step? Yeah, awesome. So let me add this here to the stream. So here we have Pro Hockey Development. Like Vickie said, they've been around since 1992. Great business that I've been able to research. And you guys offer stuff for girls, boys, the juniors. Let's start with talking about the girls. What you guys do primarily for the girls programs, if you don't mind, Vickie. Can we start with them?
Absolutely. So we offer spring teams. We offer summer camps. We offer clinics. Last year was actually supposed to be our first year going to a tournament in Edmonton, duplicating what the brick program for the girls, the War for the Roses, but obviously because of the pandemic, it's been postponed until this summer. So we'll have a double year this year, 07s and 08s at the Edmonton Mall.
Oh, wow. And how long have you guys been actually doing stuff with the female programs?
For the last 15 years.
15 years as well. Wow. So that's good to hear. Now, do you guys bring any of your girls' programs overseas to participate in any of those tournaments?
Absolutely. So we have, I think we were supposed to have last year 5 girls' teams heading over to Europe, different locations. Some of them were Milan, Chamonix, in Bolzano. We were supposed to go to Budapest and Slovakia and Sweden in the summer, but everything, COVID hit and we were unable to travel.
Where could a young lady find out more information about what you guys do? Should they be directed to your website?
Yeah, my email is all over the website. Feel free to email and ask any kind of questions about the girls. We run multiple girls tournaments in the U.S. It's called the Rose Series. We travel to Nashville. You might take a look there. All of those tournaments are run by Pro Hockey. We have
wow.
3 tournament for girls. Cowgirl Shootout. We've actually added a girls component, birth year, all the birth years to our Bauer tournament. Our biggest girls tournament is the Ponytail Challenge.
Yeah.
In June. And the night before, we have a showcase called Fearless Girl.
That's so cool, Vickie. That's awesome. So any girl now, if I'm just a girl, can I join on my own, or should I have a team to join?
Some of the girls are scouted and invited to our tryout skate, which actually was supposed to happen before Christmas. It's been postponed. We're actually going to have it in the next couple of weeks, just for Toronto to open up, and or the coaches bring in the girls. They recruit their own team.
That's awesome. Really awesome to hear. It's great to see that you guys are doing stuff for the girls. There's not very many companies across Canada that do focus on both and or the girls. So this is really really good to see. Having a daughter myself, I'm actually excited. I think we're trying to get a team in to see you guys at the Ponytail Challenge. So we're kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about obviously the boys program is really big out in Eastern Canada. So let's talk about these guys. I'm assuming that obviously you guys do a hell of a lot of stuff with these guys. Talk to our viewers about what you've done with the boys.
So our biggest program at Pro Hockey is our brick team. So this year, the birth year that's going to Edmonton, hopefully, is the 2011s. And the 2010s will also be going because they never had an opportunity because of COVID last year. So that's a double year. We have pre-brick teams. I work with my business partner, Chris Masters. He owns the Boston Junior Bruins and I own Pro Hockey, and we run a program called the Brick Series. So pre-brick year and post-brick years. And we do a number of different events. We travel to Nashville, Boston, Vancouver, all over.
Have you guys found over the years that the girls programs are getting bigger, and have you had to add more activities for the girls, or are you seeing it's plateaued and it's evened out?
No, I think that the girls market there's a huge girls market. We're actually, as I mentioned to you before, we're launching True Hockey Girls Prospect League. That's going to start June 1st. There is no leagues for girls, so this, I believe, will be the first one. I hope it's accepted and does well. I'm sure it will. We're also doing that for the boys, but yeah. So in addition to tournament teams, on the weekend, the girls will be playing midweek at night.
Wow. Well, I do have that here on my notes. Let's table that and come back to that. Sure. The other thing I want to talk to are we briefly hit on the tournaments. My understanding is you brought up you guys own all of these tournaments.
We do. Some of them in partnership with my for the Brick Series, but most of them are on our own.
Wow. So when we come back from this quick commercial break, what I'd like to do is just, if you could, tell us about the tournaments and what's awesome about them. We'll be right back, everyone, with Vickie from Pro Hockey Development. Welcome back, everyone. We have Vickie Hofford from the Pro Hockey Development group out in Ontario. So happy to have you on the show, Vickie. It's like just before we even started talking, just scrolling through your website. And which one is your favorite?
Pardon?
Which one of these tournaments is your favorite?
They're all my favorite. They all have, a different element, all about we try and give everyone a great experience outside of the game. So for us, our philosophy is it's more than just a game.
So if I'm a team coming to one of your tournaments, what can I expect?
You can expect great scheduling for all of our out-of-town teams. So when you come to Ponytail, I will give you a good schedule so you can see our great city of Toronto.
Like, do we get dinners?
You don't get dinners.
So we get great scheduling. What else do we get? How many games for
Great
most of the tournament?
Yeah, great
4
competition.
Games.
4 games guaranteed. Usually Friday to Sunday. Typically, last year we were 2 days, just because of COVID. But Friday to Sunday, teams come the night before. We can arrange an exhibition game. Competition's always good. We have elite and AAA divisions for the boys and AA for the girls.
That's awesome. Now, I know that this isn't going to happen this year, but let's talk about the European tours that you guys are able to offer. Obviously, they've all been postponed due to the pandemic that we're in right now. But if I'm a hockey player looking to get onto the Pro Hockey Development Group's teams, what do I have to do to get noticed? And what is the experience like going over into Europe?
So the experience is fantastic. Hockey, the hockey world is pretty small, and kids have an opportunity to have global relationships. I know my kids both traveled to Europe and have international friends that they're still friends with. They look forward to seeing each other. That's one of the things we miss the most. I can't wait to get back and see all of our friends, our American friends, Canadian friends, even European friends traveling over there. It's a cultural experience, and it's just a whole lot of fun.
Now, while you guys are over there, a lot of different groups obviously run these style of programs where you get on the team. So let's talk about if I'm a young man or a young girl looking to get onto one of these teams, how do I get noticed?
So during the year, we scout at hockey tournaments. We assign a head coach. He recruits his own team. I actually help the coaches too. And through a variety of networking, tryouts, just getting to know the kids over the years. Some kids come every year that the tour is available because they have just such a great time, and every year the locations changes.
That's awesome. And now while we're over there, what can we expect as a parent? Are parents allowed? Are we allowed to come over as well and be part of it?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so what?
Parents are definitely allowed, and they have lots of great fun.
Are we the ones that get into trouble while we're there, or is it the kids?
It's the parents.
Figures, right? Kind of like over here when we have tournaments. Yeah. So while we're over in Europe or while we're over in the area, what typically would happen? Games, practices, dinners, what happens over there?
So everyone is put on a group flight, and people travel, and everyone tries to land at the same time, no matter where you're coming in from. You'll have a connecting city, and everyone will land at the same time. I will come to the airport, and I pick everyone up, and we have our own dedicated bus the entire time. And we head to the hotel. Most of the time, people are very tired when they get there, so they take a nap.
Yeah.
And then our typical first night is we have a buffet, open bar dinner where the parents all get to know each other, because some of them know each other and most of them don't. So they're coming, from all different areas, Vancouver, California. So you get an opportunity to play with, top level kids from all over.
Wow, that's awesome. And over there, I'm assuming the schedule is kind of up and down. It could, one day practice, next day game type thing, or is it pretty much back-to-back games?
So after our first day is always orientation dinner. The next day is always so if we were going to Venice, we would spend the day in Venice the first day. Our third day, we start our practices. So we do 2 hours of practice on the Sunday and Monday. And on the Tuesday, we get on the bus and we go to a different location for the hockey tournament. Wow. So we cover 2 areas.
That's got to be exciting, just especially if you're a little guy coming into that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The next thing that I'd like to talk to you about is your camps and your trainings that are available to the players. Let's bring your website back up. I know you guys are due to COVID, it's kind of been a little challenging, but what can you tell us about some of the hockey camps and clinics that you guys offer through? Are these offered throughout the year or just spring and summer?
They're offered. We do a hockey camp in December, and I have Power Edge Pro runs my camp, so it's really well done. Mm-hmm. And then we have summer camps, and we have different instructors that run those.
And I'm assuming that those camps are they defensive camps, forward camps, or is it just an all-in-one camp?
All-in-one camp.
All-in-one camp. Is there anything offered for goalies?
We don't specialize in goalie training, so I would refer the goalie out.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Goalies are kind of strange people, as I'm sure you've noticed and your husband knows throughout his years. That's awesome. I had a joke in my head that I wanted to say, but I was like, no, that's totally inappropriate. We can't say that on the air.
Okay.
We got to take another quick commercial break, Vickie. When we come back, let's talk about this new league that you guys are able to get going, and maybe just some more information about pro hockey development. Everyone stay right there. We'll be right back.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We have special guest Vickie Hofford with us this evening, talking about their business, Pro Hockey Development Group. And one of the primary reasons that we wanted to have Vickie on today is we have some exciting news, don't we, Vickie? This is I hope this comes through clearly on the screen, but they are about to launch their own league. Try to get that up there so everybody could see it. Vickie, let's talk about the girls' league first, what it entails, what type of player we're looking for, and how one can get involved with this. I think I got it up there. Go ahead, Vickie. I'll just stand here and look pretty.
Sure. So the True Hockey Girls Prospect League is starting. We're going to have 8 teams per age group. We will have our own pro hockey team. And then, for instance, if you wanted to enter, you're welcome to enter.
As an individual or as a team?
You would be able to enter your team, your girls'
Okay.
team.
And I believe when we spoke off air, we're looking for like AAA elite style players, are we not, for the girls program for this?
Correct.
We're looking for high caliber, right? Now, how many, let's talk about what the 10-week is going to look like. Are you providing ice? What's it going to be?
Yeah, so it'll be run in Burlington
Okay.
at the Wave. They have 3 pads there. And we're looking to pick up some more ice in Toronto, just waiting to hear back. So it'll actually be pretty big. You can expect to play at least once a week. So there'll be a dedicated day and alternate weekends to the hockey tournaments that are out there.
Okay. And what about practices? Are they included in this deal?
This is just strictly playing hockey, just a game.
Okay. Now, and everyone's hearing this for the first time here on Amateur Sports TV. You're also offering it for the boys as well, but this one goes right up to junior. So let's talk about this similar style program we're looking at here for this, Vickie.
It's the exact same. It's going to be the first weekend in June. It's going to start, and it's going to run all summer, once a week.
Once a week as well. This is so awesome. And you guys are expecting to get how many teams involved in this?
So we have enough ice right now for 8 teams per birth year. So yeah.
8 teams per birth year. And is it open? So if I have an American team, well, that's not going to work, is it, Vickie? But if I had an American team, could I come up and could we join this? Is this open to everybody around Canada as well?
Everyone.
Okay.
Anyone who's willing to travel every week.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned there tournaments. So if there's a tournament that's being offered by Pro Hockey Development, the registration fee, is that covered with this program or is that on top of?
This is a completely separate program. So we for instance, on the weekend of Ponytail, we wouldn't run the league that weekend. So we would go midweek for ice.
Yeah.
Possibly the following weekend. That week it would be on the weekend. So it would rotate, but it would be once a week.
That's awesome. So that's just giving an advantage to some of the kids that have been off the ice through this pandemic. And now, as a coach, should I bring my team to you guys, or if I'm an individual player, can I email you and say, hey, I'm looking for a team. Do you have one?
Absolutely. So we will have our own pro hockey team, one for every age group. And otherwise you can enter your own team. Okay. We hope, we'll be able to have 17 players, full team, by June, hopefully.
It'll happen, Vickie. It'll happen. Vickie, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, let's talk about this big venture that this is getting into and how you think it's going to impact the hockey world. Everyone, we'll be right back for more of Vickie Hofford, the president of Pro Hockey Development Group. Welcome back, everyone. We're still here with Vickie, and we're hoping to grill her a little bit more now to get some more of the juicy details. Vickie, what is your prediction about returning to ice?
I think that the kids will be going back on the ice very
You do?
shortly.
Can
We
we get that
actually,
in?
I
Go ahead.
believe so. I actually signed a petition yesterday. I'll send it to you so you can sign it if you're interested. And we were writing a letter. Buckingham Sports, Canlan have taken the initiative. They're working together with the lobbyists to get the kids back on the ice. So I signed a petition there and have asked. I've forwarded it. I'm actually going to do another email to every customer of ours tomorrow to see if they're interested in signing it. And I hope that the government allows sports to come back.
You know, I must say it's been very difficult speaking with everyone across Canada and hosting these interviews with all sports, not just here on the ice, but on my Primetime Alberta Sports Show, as well as our new Ontario Sports Show. And it's been very difficult trying to get, like, it's so hard mentally, not just on the kids, but the parents as well, and even owners like yourself. Have you guys been okay throughout this pandemic, or is everybody doing all right? Are spirits high?
Spirits are high, just very frustrated, very difficult being in any sort of event planning, planning anything, because you just don't know what's going to be allowed, if it's allowed, how many different rules for different areas. So we run our hockey tournaments. Last year they were postponed. So we were supposed to have our tournaments in May and June, and they got postponed to the end of July. They actually ended up happening, but modified. And that's
Wow.
okay.
Yeah.
And I think people, I think they'll start off modified for health and safety reasons. But I think that you will see hockey.
With that point that you just brought up about having the health and safety in mind, I'm assuming that all of your tournaments, you guys are going to be taking every precaution you can to not just protect the athletes and the parents, but the staff and the facility itself. Do you want to talk to any of that, of what it could possibly look like this year at any one of your tournaments?
I think it will be very similar to what it was last year. The majority of the rinks did not allow spectators. So I don't think you'll see spectators anytime soon, not this summer. We actually had gate staff where we had, for contact tracing, rosters were submitted, and we signed in the kids. We had hand sanitizer. Everyone was wearing masks. And we actually physically walked the kids to the dressing rooms to make and help. We had to actually escort the parents out too. They used to try and sneak in. But for the most part, all of the parents were fantastic with the rules. They just, want their kids to play. And there's a great social aspect for the parents. It's a great experience to play hockey.
In your years of owning Pro Hockey Development, have you ever had to deal with anything this traumatic?
No.
No.
This is by far probably the worst event that will probably happen in my life. Probably everybody's lifetime.
Yeah, I hope you're right on that. Believe me, it sucked. Again, talking with everybody across Canada and some of our guys in the States. Vickie, back to the cool thing. Pro Hockey Development, been around since 1992. You guys have obviously grown throughout the years. I forgot to ask, what did you guys start off doing? What was the primary reason for starting Pro Hockey Development?
My husband loved hockey. Well, he loves hockey. And he started coaching. So he started this spring league that no one ever did. And he extended winter hockey to spring hockey and gave an opportunity to children to play with different kids from different areas instead of just, your regular winter team.
And then it just exploded from there.
Yes.
Wow. That's so good to hear that we have some good folks behind a great company working hard to keep the kids active and out there. Vickie, we have to take another commercial break. Please, do you have some more time for us?
We do.
Awesome. Be right back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. I keep looking this way, and I do apologize to our viewers. I have another screen set up where I can bring up things like the website here. Let's add this here to the stream. So, Vickie, just looking again through the website, there are actually more than I imagined that you guys offer. There's private team training. Do you want to hit on that for a minute there and explain what that's about?
So we offer private training. The little guy in the picture, my son Cal, he actually does the training now. So that's him when he was very little, but he does our, individual training. For anyone interested one-on-one or in a small group, we can arrange that.
Wow. And again, obviously, contact yourself. Numbers right there. Do you want to rifle off your guys' website for everyone?
Sure. www.prohock.com.
Prohock.com. That's a pretty easy one to remember. I like that. Vickie, I really appreciate your time. I know that you're a busy woman, and I'm so glad that we were the first people that you shared this new league with, that runs over 10 weeks. I think this is going to be exciting, and I really hope and wish you guys the biggest success in this. And I'm really excited that it's offered for girls, because I think that's great, having a daughter. So maybe I'll reach out to you and we'll get her in there on that. That'll be exciting. So again, thanks for sharing that with us, and I appreciate you joining us today. Vickie, stay right there if you don't mind. We'll be right back with you. Click. Thanks, everyone, so much for joining us today on the Ice. We just wanted to share with you just some of the stuff that Pro Hockey Development does throughout here in Eastern Ontario, and just to give you guys the heads up of what's coming down the future with them. If you have any questions, again, please visit their website. It is prohock.com, and Vickie, I'm sure, will be happy to answer any of your questions, or even reach out to her if you want to know anything about their spring or summer programs. Thanks so much for joining us today on the Ice.